the big three on FS1. Three-headed monsters and power have already clinched playoff berths. Trilogy must win this game to stay alive in the hunt for the postseason. It's game 4 from Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Trilogy and Ghost Ballers.
It's something about today about getting on air, right? Everybody wants to just mess with you right now.
Well, the head coach, Rick Mahorn, was just over here. I think you wanted some camera time.
Yeah. Try to take some of your cough drops, too.
You can have them.
Yeah. Well, I think you should give them up to him.
Well, his team needs a victory to stay alive.
Well, which Trilogy team is going to show up? The one we saw dominate or the one that's been not as good? But last week, statement game, this is the game they need. And to me, it's all about the body language of this team. Shot McCants bringing it. James White get back to playing at a high caliber like he did last year.
McCants off the mark, gets his own rebound, lays it in with the left hand.
Yeah, and despite the losses, if Trilogy can figure out a way to kind of get themselves going, they're still a very dangerous team. They have multiple scores, they play physical.
Ricky Davis knocks it down. The Trilogy in red, the defending champs, but they lost their first 3 games this season, now 1-4. Al Harrington from long range. Harrington, James White, Rashard McCants on the floor for Trilogy. Carlos Boozer, Ricky Davis, and Mike Bibby for Ghost Ballers. There's Bibby rejected by McCants.
How about the first 4-point shot that we got of the day by Al Harrington?
No foul. It only a foul.
A look at the rosters.
Last game we didn't have that.
Mahorn and George Gervin, the head coaches. Gervin, the Hall of Famer, 8-time NBA All-Star. Shot clock violation.
Ralph, he put that hand on the back, Ralph.
Hey, right there with no foul with Bibby. Al, get down there.
Big embrace prior to the game.
Take a look at it for me.
Gervin, a Detroit native. Mahorn, of course, one of the bad boys. Spent many years in Detroit as James White. Just Trilogy a 4-2 lead.
And I think that's the key with this Trilogy team. So much is going to be paid attention to McCants and also Al Harrington. This is where James White last year really took advantage of that. Being able to exploit the defense, knowing that the opposing team couldn't provide much help from the 2 that I just mentioned.
Carlos Boozer unable to hit. Here's White. White into the paint, spins, and it's rebounded by Boozer. Ricky Davis in and out. Harrington the rebound.
Watch the foul. Watch it. No foul. Hands.
Bibby.
Good shot, good shot, good shot. He didn't clear.
They did not clear the ball past the 3-point line.
He didn't clear.
No, what they're talking about is Al didn't clear the lane. Al Harrington. James White took the ball outside the 3-point line, but Al Harrington maintained his position inside the lane without clearing it.
Go get it. By yourself, Shotty. By yourself.
There's Harrington, number 3.
But right there, he just stays in the lane.
Ricky Davis with his second field goal.
And Ghost Ballers, you talking about saving face. You don't want to go the whole season and don't win a game. You know, pride is on the line. He's playing in front of a packed crowd. Audience on TV, yet to win a game. See how the Ghost Ballers eke out their first victory.
Bibby for Boozer. Here's Harrington. Al Harrington averaging over 19 points per game.
That makes this so tough, though. I mean, in his awareness of when to go, when to pull up for a jump shot, when to play physical is what makes him so tough. You see, playing physical moves, able
That's how easy it
to
is.
get deep
Off the dribble right now.
post position, and Coach Gervin is telling him, like, that's how easy it is.
Tied at 6. Halftime when one team reaches 25. First team to 50 wins the game. Harrington from 3, and it's rebounded by Bibby. Davis is fouled. Foul committed by Rashad McCants.
Box out. Let's go.
Ricky Davis to the free throw line, 5th leading scorer in the league. 12 NBA seasons with 7 teams. Davis with 6 of the 8 points for Ghost Ballers. They lead by 2.
Yeah, I think he's
two-man game.
Ricky wanted to come out early in this game and establish himself offensively.
There is White from 3. Boozer with the rebound. 14-second shot clock in the big 3. Trilogy with the basketball, trailing by 2. Here's Harrington spinning into the paint on Boozer. Gets the roll.
Well, multiple moves. That time I thought Al Harrington brought the ball back to Carlos Boozer, but he was still tricky with it and still able to get that shot up.
Tied at 8. Davis picks up the dribble. Bibby to a cutting Boozer, and he's fouled by Harrington.
We go back to that last possession by Trilogy. Al Harrington showing some moves, spin moves, and he brings it back right here, but able to go through the contact to finish. But it was good defense by Booz right here, but this is better by Al Harrington.
Carlos Boozer, 13 seasons in the NBA. Hits the free throw. Boozer tied for the league in rebounding over the first 5 weeks. But his team looking for their first victory.
Here we go. Side, take it that side.
You know, it's interesting, too, because this Ghost Baller team, if you look at the roster with Bibby, Davis, and Boozer, it's no way you would say that they haven't won a game. So, I mean, he is, and I think probably George Gervin is trying to figure out what's that missing ingredient, why? You know, a lot of it, too, is you see Al Harrington right here at the top. This Ghost Ballers team finds themselves in positions where they get down early, they start to press, and then they can't get back into games. The talent is not the issue in regards to why they haven't won. Speaking of talent, Al Harrington, steady down to this, frustrate anybody.
You got it, Booz.
Trilogy with a 1-point lead. Here's Boozer from 3. Boozer down with 7 to lead the way for Ghost Ballers. Timeout taken by Trilogy. So it's the big 3 on FS1. Ghost Ballers with a 2-point lead on Trilogy. Trilogy head coach Rick Mahorn is with Mike.
All right, I'm with one of the original bad boys. You guys have had a topsy-turvy up and down season. What are you going to do to stay in this game, Rick?
Right now, we just got to make sure that we don't allow them to get the dribble penetration so they can get their shots. Pretty good team. They haven't won a game, but don't underestimate them because they can play.
Now, I heard you say before the game that George Gervin was your idol. What about the Iceman meant so much to you growing up as a fan before you made it to the pros?
Man, I still got that doggone dude on my wall, the poster of him being the Iceman. And that's a good thing when he's sitting on those cubes.
Did you ever get to play against him? How was that like when you got to play against your idols when you finally made it? Is that crazy to make that transition to now you're an opponent?
Yeah, but let me get back to this game.
I'm gonna beat Rick Mahorn up 1 week. I am. No, 1 week I'm gonna pick him up, Hulk Hogan style, and just body slam him.
Let me ask you this, Mike, since you talked about playing with your idol, how was it when you finally got a chance to play with me back in the Rock and Jock? I could tell you were nervous and you were so excited to just be in the same presence of me.
Well, you were one of the guys that it was kind of like, okay, I'll do it even though he's there. But for me, playing in those games, being around you guys, talking to Rick Mahorn, it means I love basketball. I'm such a fan. I have such respect for professional athletes, specifically professional basketball players. So it means the world, even playing with you in Rock and Jock.
Myers thought about shooting from the 4-point circle, and now James White lays it in. Who are the guys, Jim, who you had up on your wall that you couldn't believe you were playing against when you entered the NBA?
When I played against Magic, Michael, finally in the NBA. I had a chance when I was in college, when I worked as basketball camp, to actually play with him and see Mike Bibby with the 4-point shot. Bibby
big three. 6 4-point field goals.
Yeah, and right there making them pay right now. Ghost Ball is playing well, but finally when I got to the league and got a chance to play against Michael in a game, I mean, it was crazy. Mike Bibby lining it up, still got that beautiful stroke, even though he has more upper body strength and girth. He still has a soft touch.
From 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Here's Derek Byers to the line.
Now, let me ask you a question. You talked about idols. Was there anybody that you've worked with that, you know, you always looked up to or said, you know, that's somebody I would love to, when I finally get my chance to work with?
Definitely a lot of guys. And here in Canada, tonight, Wayne Gretzky was a guy that I always enjoyed watching, and then having the opportunity to call his games and meet him and spend some time with him. He was probably the one. Never worked with him, but interviewed him on numerous occasions. And he grew up in this province, Brantford, Ontario.
Right, it's kind of surreal, right, when that happens.
And now getting the opportunity to work about 20 games a year with Clyde Frazier.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who I grew up watching. And now we get to do a bunch of broadcasts together. In fact, Mike Rappaport joined us one time.
Why?
We've hit halftime here in Toronto. That's a great question. We'll try to find out the answer. Halftime, game 4. Big 3. 25-18 lead for the winless Ghost Ballers over Trilogy, the defending champs.
Tell me you don't want no subs. No subs. You hear me?
Over to Mike.
All right, I'm here with Mike Bibby. You're back from your hammy injury. You're knocking down 4s, you're knocking down 3s. You feeling loose? You feeling good?
I feel better, you know what I mean? Still, the pain's still there. You know, I got sleeves holding myself together. So, you know, I'm no professional. I'm going to come out here and play.
Now, we were talking before the game. This is sort of an iconic thing in the NBA. Everybody talks like this. You told me you invented this sort of NBA covering the mouth, casino style of talking. Is that true?
No, it's not true. You know what I mean? Just people just do it just so, you know, there's a lot of people that read lists, and you see people do it nowadays. And, you know, just a lot of people are nosy. You know what I mean? So you just got to try to keep to yourself.
All right, well, Mike, have a great game. Stay healthy. Continue doing your thing. Try to get this win.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fellas.
Thanks, Mike. Mike Bibby, yet another teammate of Jimmy Jackson in Sacramento. We come to you from Toronto, the CN Tower, on a Friday evening north of the border. The Big 3, second half coming up.
That is, reminder everybody, all you baseball fans out there, tomorrow one of the best rivalries in baseball takes place. The first place Cubs take on the Cardinals. Coverage begins at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1 or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Hello, everybody. What a beautiful night it is here in Toronto. Some great games we've seen so far. Quick reminder for you guys for next week, if you didn't tune into the Facebook game, make sure you do that for the first one, and then we'll be in Boston next week. But we got a great couple games under our belt already. Let's take a look at what happened if you guys didn't get a chance to see those ones. We got the 3 stars of the night. First star going to Reggie Evans as he keeps his team in prime position, undefeated. The Ghost Ballers are. He finished the night with 24 points, just balled out for his team, pun intended on all of that. Then you had Big Baby. How about this guy? Nobody saw this in the scouting report. From deep, 3-pointer, not 1 but 2. He's all smiles on that one, but more importantly, got his team the win as he knocked down 14 points. Somebody's got to get out there on the perimeter and defend him next game. And then you had Andre Emmett. Baron Davis is out of the lineup, so Andre stepped up in his absence. 23 points on the night for him. And more importantly, getting that win for Three's Company over Tri-State. Some great basketball all the way around as we sit at halftime of our 4th and final game. You had the defending champs, you guys, we talked about it. Jimmy outlined. There you go, take a look one more time quickly at the 3 stars of the night. But focusing on the game that's happening right now, we're at halftime, and the Ghost Ballers lead this one 25-18 over Trilogy. The defending champs, Jimmy outlined for us their road to getting here. They haven't lost a game, not one last year, went home with the crown, and this game tonight, they could be on the verge of elimination. So we will definitely be paying close attention to all the details here in the second half. And to call it, let's send it back over to Kenny and Jimmy.
All right, thanks very much, Carissa. You're exactly right. Trilogy at 1-4, eliminated if they lose this game for playoff contention. Ghost Ballers already eliminated. They haven't won, but pretty good first half. They lead by 7.
Well, for Trilogy, it's all about matching the effort and the energy brought to the floor by Ghost Ballers. Again, they have pride. They don't want to go undefeated. I mean, not winning a game throughout the whole season. So Trilogy, you have a lot to play for. Your pride, but also defending your crown. And if you don't win games, you're not able to do both.
Al Harrington, member of that Trilogy team, the defending champs, and he is with Mike Rappaport.
All right, Jersey's in the house. I'm with Al Harrington. You've had a topsy-turvy season. This game is close. What are you, Big Al Harrington from New Jersey, going to do to try to pull this out for Trilogy?
Man, I'm going to have to get buckets, set good screens, and play a little bit of defense.
How are you enjoying Toronto? This city's been under duress the last week. What does it mean to be up here playing this Friday night for the Big Three?
It's good, man. You know, this is always a good city, great basketball town, and I just love playing out here.
All right, Al, good out there and try to get this win. Fellas?
All right, thanks very much, Mike. Al Harrington, 7 points in the first half as we check out the Big Three standings. Three-headed monsters and Power have already clinched spots in the postseason August 17th in Dallas. Ghost Ballers have been eliminated. Three's Company and Tri-State at 4-2. 25-18 lead at halftime for Ghost Ballers. Mike Bibby with a big first half for George Gervin's squad.
Well, 9 points, and it's a difference when you got a shooter, a guy that can create, stretches the defense, highly intelligent, IQ. So when you have a player like that on the court, it gives you another dimension. And I told you, and I talked about this team is so talented, and you wonder why they haven't won games. Well, one of the reasons Mike Bibby hasn't been healthy throughout the whole season, but based on that first half, you see what kind of difference he can make when he is healthy.
Right, he missed 3 games, led the league in assists and 4-point field goals last year, hit a 4 in the first half tonight. He starts the second half with Carlos Boozer. There's Carlos and Ricky Davis. Ghost Ballers looking for their first victory in 6 games. Al Harrington along with Derek Byers and Rashad McCants for Trilogy. Harrington, strong move to the hoop. He draws a foul.
All right.
Foul committed by Carlos Boozer. They've been going at it all night.
Well, they have, but you know, this goes back to when they're in the league, battling against each other. It's no different when you're out here. And why not try to exploit the opportunity for Al Harrington to go one-on-one, especially when you have open court.
That kid, hey, he cursed at you.
Harrington hits the free throw. He now has 9 points, pulling Trilogy to within 5. Trilogy must win to keep their faint playoff hopes alive. Here's Davis, and he was fouled. Derek Byers committing the personal.
That's it, boy.
Good pass, Bulls.
Good pass,
It's okay.
Bulls.
It's okay. Come on. Box out. Hey, yo, get up there.
Ricky Davis to the free throw line. Played it over 700 NBA games
Trick.
with 7 teams. Davis connects.
Take him out.
On the 2-point free throw now, 27-20. Ghost Ballers, first team to 50 wins the game.
Yeah, Ricky Davis put together a good game himself. 9 points in the first half. Come down against 2.
And then Rashad McCants answers for Trilogy.
Well, the mismatch inside with McCants playing Bibby. With Bibby playing McCants, he's just able to take advantage of it inside. You see if they go back to that on the next offensive possession.
Davis finds Boozer.
Hey, ref, that's a
The foul is called on McCants.
I know, but it's still a foul.
McCants won a national championship at North Carolina in 2005.
Good move,
Big
Rick.
3 championship
Slow
game
and quick.
MVP a season ago.
Take your time.
No, you and Mike. Hey, ref, that's not a ball.
Talk.
5-point lead for the Ghost Ballers, coached by the Iceman, George Gervin. Here's Boozer. He lays it in. Carlos Boozer, how about his resume? NCAA title, Olympic gold medal,
let's go.
2-time All-Star in the NBA.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Switch.
Here's Harrington, again matched up with Boozer. Boozer commits the foul.
Keep going.
On the floor.
Hey,
Personal fouls don't matter. You can't foul out, but
what's up, baby?
team goes to the penalty on the 5th team foul.
Yeah, and that's where it comes into play
you too,
again.
boss.
Hey, how many is that?
Understanding timing score is one thing. Understanding, too, the foul situation, how to get into the penalty early to take advantage of the fact that now you make the free throw when you get to the line, that you can retain the ball and have another crack at it from an offensive perspective.
5-point Ghost Ballers lead. McCants knocked it away from Bibby, kept alive by Boozer. And again, it's off McCants, although he thought he did not touch it last.
No! It was 6, thank you. No foul.
Black ball,
6
black
seconds.
ball. Ball.
So now Bibby will inbound. 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, I'm shooting.
Davis fouled underneath by Byers.
I was shooting.
Davis says he was shooting.
Yeah, well, here's the block right here by Rashawn McCants.
They're getting that penalty.
All right, let's
All
go.
right, moves, but they still gonna put it in a penalty.
All right, good call.
No foul,
Good call,
let's
baby.
go.
Byers sits down.
Where we at? I mean, we got.
James White back in the game for Trilogy. Screen set by Boozer on the pick and roll. Harrington can't believe it. He was called for the foul.
J-Dub. What's up,
Well, let's take a look here. Great pocket. Well, they pass in between 2 defenders, and it looked pretty clean right there from Al Harrington.
Hey, watch what happened when people foul.
Here's Boozer to the free throw line.
Who you got?
11 points for Carlos Boozer. The Ghost Ballers lead is 7, 31-24. Kenny Albert, Jim Jackson, Mike Rappaport, Carissa Thompson coming to you from Toronto. McCants on the fade, rebounded by Bibby.
I thought
The
you was going down.
miscommunication between Davis and Boozer.
Well, the thought process was there
Yeah.
because it was a mismatch inside with Booz, but the execution just wasn't there. As you see Ricky Davis, he knows Booz is open, but the guys right there on the baseline was able to catch that pass.
Here's Harrington spinning on Boozer. Boozer stayed with him.
Yeah, great recovery on defense. See if those brothers can take advantage of it, and they didn't. Wide open shot for Ricky Davis.
Here's White, picked up the dribble, shoots. Harrington the rebound and the putback. Delay of game warning issued to Harrington.
Rick, we need one. We're in the bonus. We need one. We're in the bonus.
Come on, let's go.
We're in the bonus. We get a foul, right?
Rick Mahorn's Trilogy trailing by 5, 31-26. Davis is fouled. White commits the personal. Byers will check back in for Trilogy.
And you know, this Trilogy team dealt with something differently this year. Last year, they were able to bully ball a lot of
Can't
teams
bail them out with that, please. Just a little.
and take advantage of it.
Can't bail them out.
This year, when things started to go south,
I'm not
Trilogy
gonna
was on
yell
the
or
other end of the stick, and they found themselves complaining a lot more about 9 calls and 9 fouls, where last year, when things were going right, we didn't see it. And we see a little bit of the frustration tonight from this Trilogy team. And at the, a lot of it is pointed at the officials, and the coach, Rick Horner, just like, let me handle it. You play. Let me handle getting on the officials.
Good move, Mike. That was a
No
needle,
foul
though,
right now.
Mike.
They're in the penalty. No foul,
6
DB.
seconds, Mike.
Watch the.
Here's Davis with the shot clock winding down. Ricky Davis now with 15 points leading the way for the Ghost Ballers.
We need one.
Go, go, go.
First team to 50 wins the game. You must win by 2. James White found the lead.
I like that clear out right there. And actually, James White was able to really attack Mike Bibby while Mike was backpedaling. That time, it's really hard to have any lateral movement to stop the drive when you're backpedaling.
Bibby back out. 5 on the shot clock. This is Davis. Davis puts it up and hits. 17 of the 37 points for the Ghost Ballers have come from Ricky Davis. James White, nice move to the basket for Trilogy, but they trail by 9 thanks to this Ricky Davis basket. Back in Toronto, 9-point lead for the Ghost Ballers as we chat with their head coach, George Gervin. George, first of all, thanks for taking a couple of minutes. Ricky Davis leading the way for your squad. What's impressed you the most with your team so far tonight?
They moving the ball. They moving the ball and they playing together. Anytime you move the ball, you get easy shots. So they playing together and they playing smart.
George, this team has pride. You have a lot of talent. Haven't been able to win a game. What was your message coming into to this game to your team?
I got Bibby back. Bibby know how to play basketball. As you can see, he make good decisions. You need a guy that make good decisions, especially down the stretch. So it's good to get him back.
What did Rick Mahorn say to you before the game? He told us he had your poster up on his wall as a kid.
A lot of people have my poster on their wall.
They sure did.
And I appreciate it.
You're going up against the defending champs, and they've had a bit of a rough time this season, but what would it mean to beat Trilogy?
Play smart, Bulls.
Coach Gerv, what do you got to do to close out this game?
Man, you got to keep playing smart, man. You got to do the things that got us the lead, you know, and that's playing smart, man, not fouling and not putting these guys on the line.
All right, thanks, Coach. Al Harrington short from three, rebounded by White. And we thank all the coaches who have worn earpieces, chatted with us throughout the games.
It's always tough, too, especially when you're right in the heart of it, to really give an assessment, to talk, but they understand the value of providing that insight, especially in-game insight on what's going on with the team, what's going on with the opponents they're facing. So that's unprecedented access that we have.
Yes, absolutely. 5 of the 8 coaches are Hall of Famers. The other 3 had tremendous careers as well.
We keep playing.
Here's Derek Byers to the line.
We ain't worried about that.
Yes. I heard the term unprecedented access get used again. I find it interesting. But I will say this. As a basketball fan, listening to the broadcast, it sounds crazy, but hearing the dribbles, the squeaks, the grunting, the pushing, the shoving, and the murmuring, I love it. When I used to be a kid and you'd get those NBA TV videos and you hear the guy, it was like magical, you know, growing up. Now we have so much access with social media, but to get this kind of like in-game stuff, I love it so much. And it's such a fourth wall to break for the fans.
I thought the grunting was coming from you, Mike.
That was me breathing. If you hear heavy breathing, that's me just walking the sideline.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you a question. You played hurt today. You came in, but yet you wanted people to feel sympathy for you, kind of like LeBron at the end with the press conference. You know, he walked in with the bandage on like nobody was looking. Now you don't have it on.
I don't have it on, but after the game, at the post-game press conference, I will be putting my brace, a.k.a. my soft cast, back on the game. But they are referring to this as the Willis Reed game of broadcasting. Kenny, you know about the Willis Reed game.
But Mike, who is they?
People, social media, the world.
I didn't see anything come across my feed
that said that. People are like, can he pull it out? Will he make it to the end of the game? And the answer is yes. You'll have to drag me off this court.
May 8th, 1970, the Willis Reed game. And now, July 27th, 2018, the Mike Rappaport game.
Yeah, will live in infamy, go down in history.
Mike, I did not notice the cast on the flight up here yesterday.
Well, I had an incident, okay? And by the way, Kenny, I lost my pants. Did you see when we were at TSA and they unpacked my stuff? The guy stole my jeans. So yesterday I was walking around in shorts, and I had to spend a few $100 getting me some jeans today so I could look TV presentable. I was looking to see if maybe you could reimburse me with that.
I did happen to see those jeans for sale on eBay.
So weird.
Just before the shot clock expires, Carlos Boozer pulls the Ghost Ballers to within 4 points of victory.
And the toughest thing to do, Ghost Ballers, you haven't won a game. These next 4 points to close it out. I mean, you basically put Trilogy out of playoff contention. They're not going to go away. These are going to be 4 of the hardest points they have to score in order to close this game out.
Screen set by Boozer. Here's Boozer. He puts it up, and he nails it. So the Ghost Ballers now 2 points away from their first victory of the season. Myers, 4-point shot. Bibby the rebound.
And a mismatch inside.
Take your time.
Here's Bibby. The Ghost Ballers win would eliminate Trilogy from postseason contention. Here's Boozer on the fade. No good.
No foul.
White. It's good, and the foul.
Yeah, and that time, George Gervin, the whole bench for Ghost Ballers were like, let them go, don't foul. Because even if they score, we get the ball back. You don't want to put them to the free throw line, give them a chance to score, and get the possession back.
White to the line. He led the big three in free throw percentage last season.
Let's go.
Nails that one.
Let's go.
So it's now a 48-41 game, and they maintain possession because it's a good game for the Ghost Ballers. Here is Boozer. No good. Did not touch the rim. Battle for the basketball. And a timeout will be taken by Ghost Ballers.
How the hell you gonna call? He did clear. That's some.
Well, you said those last points were not going to be easy, Jim.
Well, but here's the thing, too, because it's been a struggle all year to finish games and to get that dub. You press a little bit more. But what's been working for Ghost Ballers is ball movement, make the defense have to close out, and then you attack them off the dribble. Or it's a quick pick and roll with Mike Bibby and Carlos Boozer to exploit a two-man game. That's what has gotten you to this point where you're 2 points away from winning a game. And even at the end, you don't want to go away from that. That's been successful for you. Go back to the well once more to see if you can close this out.
Trilogy, the defending champs, unbeaten a season ago, will be eliminated from playoff contention here in 2018 with a loss.
All right, let's go.
Ghost Ballers
Last three, baby. Let's go.
have already been eliminated, but pride on the line, looking for their first victory. They need only 2 points. Carlos Boozer, Mike Bibby, Ricky Davis on the floor for Ghost Ballers.
Let's see what play Coach Gervin drew up out of it in the timeout. I saw Mike Bibby had the clipboard as well, so he may have had some input on what they want to run.
Here's Bibby for the win, air ball. Deion Glover with it now for Trilogy.
That bailout shot right there. Still had 7 seconds on the shot clock.
White short, rebounded by Boozer. Boozer spinning inside on White. Good pressure from Myers. Glover lost the handle.
Black ball.
Boozer.
Black ball. Hey.
Ghost
Get it
Ballers
done.
basketball. They need 2 points to win the game.
Hey, move. Make it easy. Make it easy. Review.
Rick Moore does not want to use a timeout.
Wait, yeah, he didn't want to use the review to see if the ball actually went out on Trilogy, on his team. So, ball's still in the hand of Ghost Ballers to see 14 seconds on the shot clock. Now they're in the penalty, but that's the one foul you get in the bonus to take the ball out on the side. Now the next foul reverts back to Ghost Ballers going to the free throw line.
When it becomes point game, the opposing team has a foul to get, no matter how many fouls they've committed in the half.
Yep, and keep in mind, point game.
Beautiful play. Ricky Davis with the exclamation point on the first victory of the season for Ghost Ballers.
They deserved it. They came out and played early on Ghost Ballers. Team basketball, they played defense. Having Mike Bibby back in the fold, as Coach Gervin said, adds a different component of toughness, of intelligence, and also scoring. And I told you it was going to be a tough 4 points. It was, but a beautiful out-of-bounds play from Mike Bibby to a cutting Ricky Davis.
Bibby with his 6th assist. 23 points, game high, Ricky Davis.
And I don't know if Derek Byers right here was expecting Deion Glover to switch, but you don't want to allow him to go to the basket. You want to force him to catch the ball back out towards half court. So James White not really applying a lot of pressure on the ball, allowed the pass just to be zipped in there. So a couple of defensive breakdowns by Trilogy at the end of the game.
The Ghost Ballers with the victory, 50-41, their first win of the season. Ricky Davis led the way, 23 points. He is with Mike.
All right, I'm with two of the stars of the game, Ricky Davis and Carlos Boozer. First, Ricky, you put up a lot of points. It's your first win. How did it feel to get that big three monkey off your back?
Man, it felt great, man. Finally get a win, you know, with the way we played last year, you know. We just got to get it back going. Keep fighting.
You're still in the hunt. Booze, this is your first year in the big three. You guys have been struggling, coming up short. You seem to play your best game today. What did it mean to get this win versus these guys? Especially, these are like the bad guys. These are the antagonists of the Big Three league.
Yeah, not like Rick said, man. We've been grinding. We fell short most of the season. For us to get a win right now is a big deal. We played together. We had continuity. Everybody was involved. We played great defense, held on a one shot. Obviously, they're the defending champs, so we got up for that game as well. But I just liked how we played as a team tonight.
Now, this is your first season, Booze. What's the biggest surprise? What was the biggest adjustment in a basketball way that you figured out for the Big Three this season?
Yeah, it's more physical, which I love. Like, when I first got in the NBA, I'm playing against Shaq and Karl Malone, Alonzo Mourning, like real OGs in the game, Charles Oakley. Then I got done playing in my career. As I evolved, the game changed. It became softer in the NBA. This is physical like the NBA used to be. So the physicality was the biggest adjustment.
That hand checking, that's a real thing, right? Yeah. That being able to hand check or not being able to hand check.
That's real men. When you play on the court, you know, you're from New York. When you play on the court, ain't no foul. You play through that. Unless you got blood, ain't no foul.
All right, now your coach, George, the Iceman Gervin, you guys have been struggling. Yeah. What does it mean to you to be coached by the Iceman?
Man, it's an honor, man. I'm such a student of the game, and I followed his career. When my dad started showing me films of him, he's one of the best scorers I've ever seen in the NBA. So to be coached by him, to be in his presence, to get his basketball IQ, his knowledge, it's invaluable. I don't know the words for it because I'm literally speaking to a legend every weekend and learning what he knows from the game. So huge honor for me.
All right, well, congratulations on the win, and hopefully you could keep things going. You never know.
Hey, we'll hit a streak right now, baby. Thanks, Rap.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, baby.
Fellas, I want to say this. On behalf of the Big Three, on behalf of you guys, it was an honor to be up here this week. Toronto was under duress. Toronto's strong. It was an honor and a privilege to do this broadcast up here in Toronto, and it was a great game, great night here in Toronto, fellas.
Well, it certainly was. Thanks, Mike, for all your hard work tonight. Big matchup next week in Boston. Three-headed monsters and Power head-to-head. 6-0, 5-1. They both clinched playoff berths. Three's Company, Tri-State in the driver's seat for berths as well. Killer 3 is still alive. Bottom 3 teams have been eliminated from postseason contention. Ball Hogs, Ghost Ballers, and Trilogy. But George Gervin's Ghost Ballers do pick up their first victory of the season tonight here in Toronto. Much more to come. Carissa Thompson when we return. It's the Big Three.